Hello and thank you for joining us on this edition of National Focus. I'm Kimani Saint-Jean. Coming up, the relationship between Dominica and Venezuela continues to bear fruit, and an MOU signed for a multi-million-dollar high-end luxury hotel.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
Thank you for staying with us. The government of Dominica and Range Developments Limited have signed a memorandum of understanding for the construction of a 75 to 125 room high-end luxury brand hotel in the north of the island. The signing took place today, Tuesday, February 18, 2014, at the Cabinet Secretariat, with Rosamond Edwards, Financial Secretary, signing on behalf of the Government of Dominica, and Mohamed Asaria signing on behalf of Range Developments Limited. Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, said the MOU was the first to be signed under the investment arm of the Economic Citizenship Program.
It is the signing of an MOU between Range Capital Partners and the Government of Dominica for the construction of a branded hotel consisting of between 75 to 125 rooms. This is the first project that the government, first MOU the government is signing under the Citizens by Investment Program, the investment arm of our Economic Citizenship Program, which we believe is the way to go towards addressing economic development issues, employment, and greater investments in our tourism industry. As you know, Range also has interest in St. Kitts and Nevis. They're working on a major project there. So they bring that level of experience and the level of the knowledge of the market in advancing our Citizenship by Investment Program. So we're very keen on engaging them and moving this process forward.
Mohamed Asaria, Vice Chairman of Range Developments, said his company was very pleased to partner with the government to bring a new hotel to Dominica.
We're very pleased to be partnering with the government on this initiative, and we look forward to bringing an ultra-luxury branded five-star hotel to the Commonwealth of Dominica and realizing the Commonwealth of Dominica's ambition to become a luxury destination for tourism in the coming years. I think under the foresight of his Prime Minister's government and the recent enactment of the new Citizenship by Investment Bill and the introduction of the real estate arm, Dominica will benefit from increased foreign direct investment over the coming years, which will be beneficial for the country and the good people of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
International luxury hotel brand Kempinski has partnered with Range Developments in this venture. Kempinski was founded in Germany in 1897 and currently operates over 70 high-end luxury hotels in 30 countries across the globe. Ulrich Eckhart, President of Middle East, Africa and India for Kempinski, is delighted that this company can be part of this project.
We are at the high-end luxury market, doing business, drawing business from our European hubs, and also cover the American market to the East Coast, and therefore believe that we can add value to this venture. We thank you very much for this.
The Dominica Labour Party administration has pursued and supported a vision of sustainable tourism that enriches the lives of all citizens by creating economic, social and cultural opportunities, protecting natural resources and the scenic heritage and cultural features of Dominica. Parliamentary representative for the St. Joseph constituency, Honorable Kelva Daru, has described the relationship between the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela and the Commonwealth of Dominica as a thriving one. The St. Joseph MP made the observation while addressing a forum in St. Joseph last week. He said Dominica's relationship with Venezuela is based on the Dominican Labour Party government's foreign policy, which is based on mutual respect. He noted that this has resulted in several benefits for Dominica.
The Labour Party administration takes its foreign policy very seriously, and that is why we've continued to look at ways and means to enhance that policy. And the policy that we've established with Venezuela is one that has grown for the years. And we've seen several benefits from that foreign policy being established.
Honorable Daru added that there is a tangible evidence that the relationship between Venezuela and Dominica has grown from strength to strength.
It is nothing where you are friends with someone in the nighttime and in the daytime you are afraid to stand by that person's side. But the relationship that we've established with Venezuela, particularly over the last several years, the last 7 to 8 years, we've seen it grow from strength to strength. And that is because our Prime Minister, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, has seen the need to deepen that relationship with Venezuela.
Honorable Daru took time to expound on some of the more recent projects undertaken in Dominica as a result of the friendship and support received from the government of Venezuela. He spoke specifically about developments in the housing sector.
Up at Hillsborough Gardens, we've seen the construction of 30 houses, and these monies were monies from Venezuela. And today, residents of St. Joseph can now own a home at Hillsborough Gardens because of these houses were constructed in 2007, 2008. And this goes to show that this is a very ambitious relationship. It is one where we look beyond. We have a vision for our people, and we'll continue to progress throughout this vision. But more importantly, we've seen the evolution of the housing program, the housing revolution. And this is a program that has touched every single community across this country. This is a program where we've seen families of 5, 6 being empowered to own their own homes. And this program will continue to touch the lives of Dominicans near and far.
Honorable Daru said the construction of an abattoir in Layo Park area is another development now taking place, which is receiving support from the Venezuelan government.
We are now constructing the abattoir. This is a major project that will benefit not only the St. Joseph constituency, but the entire country by extension. We will see the provision of employment for our people. We will see farmers who have livestock, who are into pig and who are into birds. We will see them develop their farms and provide employment for themselves and for other people with the abattoir, because they will now have a steady market to supply the abattoir with pigs and with chicken. And that is a plus. And you always hear the Minister of Agriculture speak about the high import bill that we face here in this country. And I believe we will see in the not too distant future a dent being made in the import bill as it relates to the importation of poultry and pork products here in this country.
Venezuela and Dominica established diplomatic relations soon after the island attained political independence from Britain in 1979. Dominica has over the years benefited significantly from assistance offered by the Venezuelan government through several cooperation agreements such as the Petro-Caribe Initiative and its membership in ALBA. In more news, the government of Dominica, in conjunction with the Dominica Water and Sewerage Company, DOWASCO, is reporting progress on a number of water projects across the country. DOWASCO's Public Relations Officer, Edward Regis, told GIS News that one such project is the $1.5 million Grand Fond Water Upgrade Project.
We have quite a few projects that are either recently completed or ongoing. We have the Grand Fond Water Upgrade Project, and that project is costing us just over $1.5 million. It's basically completed, funded by BNTF, and that project included the construction of a 60,000 imperial gallon storage tank and also the adjoining pipe works. We also had the construction of a new intake because residents in that community, they were complaining for quite some time about the inefficiency of the system. They had regular interruptions in their supply and decline in water quality. So we constructed a new intake and a new 60,000 gallon storage tank. We also had to construct a route to the new intake, and that cost us quite a bit of money. A second phase of the project, which involves the replacement of the distribution lines within the community, is expected to commence later this month. But the first phase of the project, which cost us $1.5 million to upgrade the Granford water supply project, has been completed.
The Benz water supply project is another project which the DOWASCO official has confirmed is nearing completion.
We also have ongoing the Benz water supply project. That project is costing us just over $3.5 million. And again, residents in Benz, Asolda and Ansdime, they had been complaining of regular interruptions in their supply and the inefficiency of the system. At the old intake, we also used to be affected during the dry season by low inflow of water, and so we had to identify a new location for a new intake, and that we did along the Hampstead River, and of course that location is about 2 miles in through the forest. And what we encountered is that we had to have at least 10 river crossings, which means we had to build little bridges, 10 bridges across the river to get to the location of the new intake. 5 of those have already been completed, and we are eyeing March 30th to complete the construction of the 5 other bridges, and possibly to finish the construction of the new intake and to complete the project. A lot of the pipe works have already been done. The construction of the storage tank is already completed. So quite a bit of work already done on the Benz water supply project.
Meanwhile, in Viecas, work is ongoing to significantly improve the supply of water to that community. The DOWASCO official confirmed to GIS News that foundation work for a 30,000 gallon storage tank at Pai has begun. He said a separate storage tank will also be built in Coton. Regist said 2 independent contractors have been employed on that project. A total of $1 million EC has been invested in this project. In more news, a special report from the International Labour Organization is suggesting that agriculture may be the solution to youth unemployment. The ILO says that in developed countries with few jobs available, many young people are qualified for trades that are unavailable or do not exist. And in developing countries, the absence of social protection forces many to venture into poor quality jobs where minimum labor standards are not met. As such, governments are turning to education and skills training to help reverse the youth employment crisis. However, agriculture could also be part of the answer. According to statistics, the world's population is expected to increase by 1/3 to 9.3 billion in 2050, which means more people will need more food. That demand will also mean that related industries in agribusiness, agrotourism, land management, mechanical and agricultural engineering will expand as well. According to the ILO, agricultural exports will help create jobs across the entire value chain, benefiting corporations, family, farms, cooperatives, and small and medium enterprises venturing into additional markets. The report indicates a need to expand from cultivation and harvest to diversification of agriculture-based businesses. The ILO's Global Employment Trends report of 2014 reveals that agriculture accounts for 32% of total global employment, yet it seldom tops young people's most wanted wish list of careers. Studies show that 74.5 million youth between 15 and 24 across the globe were unemployed in 2013, an increase of more than 700,000 from the previous year, Yet agriculture is perceived as representing the past and the direct opposite of progress. The ILO sees the agriculture sector as having huge potential to create jobs, but in need of polishing its image in order to attract more young people. To do this, governments are being recruited to produce relevant education and training. The report states further, quote, "It would be a great idea for the government to adopt a more systematic approach to encourage and support new agri-entrepreneurs and farmers to succeed in running their own farms and agribusinesses." End of quote. The Labour Party government, since coming into office, has made several calls to youth to get involved in the local agriculture sector. This is in addition to making millions of dollars available at various organizations on land and grant terms for young people to create employment for themselves and others. Today, you can become a hero by donating blood to save someone's life. GIS News took its cameras to the blood bank at the Princess Margaret Hospital on Tuesday to take a look at this critical aspect in Dominica's healthcare system. The Ministry of Health and the staff at the blood bank have done what is necessary to make this experience as comfortable as possible for those who choose to be donors. According to this brave female donor, donating blood is a small sacrifice compared to the benefits of potentially saving someone's life.
I choose to give blood because it's so important and it can be so vital. It can save somebody's life, and it's such a small sacrifice. It's a small amount of your time that you have to give, and you can help somebody. You can save somebody's life, somebody who knows you, somebody who doesn't even know you, and you can help greatly.
As a matter of fact, when an individual donates blood, that one donation can save the lives of at least 3 to 4 persons. Nineke Pierre is the supervisor of the blood bank. She emphasized that the role of her department in saving lives cannot be overstated.
The role of the blood bank is vital. It in fact hooks up the medical services. Without the blood bank present, our clinicians would be unable to function. I can say that safely. Also, we are the only blood bank on the island. And when we hear the word bank, we might think of like First Caribbean Bank or National Bank. But this one is very different. This is a life-saving bank. This is one where people come and make donations, where we don't get profits on donations. The only profit one might say we do have on a donation is that when we take 1 unit of blood, we can split it up and we can help 3 people. So we have a multiplier effect. But we need people to come in.
Statistics show that every 2 seconds worldwide, someone needs blood. However, there are far more people using blood than there are those willing to give it. Pierre assures that giving blood is a simple process. It begins with the screening of every potential donor to ensure that the procedure is safe for both the donor and the recipient.
We go through a screening process. The whole purpose is to make sure it's safe for the donor firstly, and that the blood that we get is safe for us to use for transfusion purposes. So we go through a screening process with the donors where we do their blood pressure, temperature, weight, check their hemoglobin levels, their blood group, and then we go through a questionnaire to ask them about their health status currently or in the past, what their life practices, all in an effort to ensure that it is safe. At this point, I want to also note that if you've put on a tattoo, once it's longer than a year ago, that you can give blood. Because lots of people still think that once they've put on a tattoo, that's it, they cannot give blood at any point. Yes, you can once 1 year has elapsed.
Over the years, the blood bank has been faced with various challenges. The major setback, however, is the lack of volunteers. Pierre says most times persons wait until relatives are in need of blood transfusions to become donors. However, according to her, waiting that long poses its own challenges.
Some persons say, okay, if I need blood, I will get family to give. Sometimes, honestly, there's no time for family to come in. You need a blood stat. And that is the beauty of having a blood bank with blood available in it that is tested. If we had to wait for the family members, by the time the family comes, you go through the screening. Some may be diabetic, some on medication, some have the flu, some another blood group you require. Then you have eliminated a few there. By the time you go through the process of taking the blood, fractionating it, and of course you want the product tested, you're talking quite a bit of time while somebody's bleeding. So let me reinforce, it is important to always have a blood bank stocked. It is our responsibility. All of us have a responsibility to make sure there is blood on the bank. We never know who is going to need it. It may just be us, but we need to make sure there is blood there.
PEER wants the public to know that being a volunteer ensures that there is a constant flow of fresh blood and its products at the blood bank so that the help is always readily available for patients who need it. Donating blood is not only beneficial to the recipient, but those who give blood also receive health benefits. Therefore, making the decision to donate blood is a win-win situation.
There's good in it for you as well, because we're talking about the patients and the persons who need, but for you, you feel great just being able to help somebody. In fact, you help 3 people from 1 donation. You get a chance to relax. I think it's a pretty comfortable area. The donors are quite happy. And also, because you're getting rid of aging blood, your body now makes back all these brand new cells. So you have improved health. So it's a win-win situation. You can't go wrong. Just come on board and give blood.
Well, blood is a life-giving force, and it is so important for us to help one another. And even though you think that you maybe cannot give blood or I don't have anybody to give for, you can just come and volunteer to give blood, and you never know. You could be helping somebody that you know. You could be helping a family member, and you could be saving somebody's life in such a by making such a small sacrifice.
The blood bank is located across from the Emery Ward at the Princess Margaret Hospital and is opened to the public for donations from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mondays to Fridays. GIS will bring you more from this visit in a subsequent newscast. And that's the English segment of National Focus. Next, McPherson St. Luce brings us the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique a créé ce département planning pour faire assurer que landlord qui a vendu par monde fait ça et puis développement infrastructure. Parole celle-là sortie au Parlement Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre au ligne des projets chimiques en Cochrane qui expériençait titac bagay problème pour l'occasion où la chimie l'a passé.
On va parler pour planning division. Là, moun ou private developer vini, avec il y a van un morceau de terre pour moun taper petit lot pour faire caillou. Avec il y a van comme si pour $8, $10 square foot. Yoni pour faire 7 terres. Sérieux, ça y a mettre chimère pour ces moun là. Ou pas ça 20 terres à cher. Et bien, ou pas mettre chimère pour moun avec des gouvernements qui mettent terre. C'est pas ça, c'est pas le gouvernement qui t'appelle l'argent pour ça. Non, ça c'est pas Cochrane, c'est pas. Ça fait un Docha, tout ça, un Docha, ça c'est un chauffeur. Même pas, il a fait avec le gouvernement, il peut venir, mettre chimère, mettre pipe, mettre tout bagaille. Et bien, c'est mon yo draw déjà, vous savez. C'est pas ça pas faire. Là, nous avons 20, ça c'est le gouvernement. Nous avons mettre chimère, nous avons mettre glue, nous avons mettre électricité. Avec nous avons 20 pour ces gens là. Avec le gouvernement, j'ai 20. Pas même valeur, nous avons fait la baisser. Mais private developer, il a fait yo. Et puis, pour l'argent de monde, et puis, pas qu'à mettre ça, il ne peut mettre, et puis, c'est pour ça, c'est ça, qu'à monter. Now, as ces boucles-là, nous aider yo, et puis, nous continuer aider yo. Nous, si vous besoin d'un petit tarif, un petit ciment, nous aider yo. Mais, moi, quand parler pour, nous, pour partenaire, et puis, mon private là, l'argent yo qu'il fait, il ne peut mettre à ça tout. Because you got to pay l'argent pour ces lots là. So c'est pas pour dire nous pas assembler ces gens là ou ça. Nous assembler puis yo, mais nous pas parler quand les gens qui vendent yo pour mettre infrastructure. Gouvernement nous qui aider, nous toujours aider parce que c'est nous qui là.
La nouvelle compagnie de Wasco a engagé plusieurs projets de l'eau tout en pays là. Projet de l'eau Grand Foncé yon dio. Monsieur Edward Regist, c'est officier relations publiques pour compagnie de Wasco.
Un projet qui nous continuer à faire un projet un grand projet nous a fait en village Guanfond pour nous augmenter manière nous apporter global village Guanfond comme ça c'est mon c'est ça village Guanfond yo te ka toujours dit nous comment local aller trop souvent avec pipe capété avec différents bitins avec qualité glo a même pas très bon comme ça. Nous tenons pour faire quelque chose pour nous ranger système clos pour le village Guanfond. Fait que nous avons dépensé $1,5 million pour ranger le système GLO en fond. Projet ça ça dit fini dans manière nous avons bâti un intake neuf, nous avons fait un grand dame qui a échebé 60 000 gallons d'eau avec nous avons fait tout, nous avons lié ces pipes là pour mener l'eau au village Guanfon. Comme ça tout ça j'ai en place avec qui a travaillé avec qui a joué un système neuf pour résidents Guanfon.
En la nouvelle, ministre santé a fait report plus case maladie chikungunya, quand même, il a fait parole situation là, katapi attention audio. Chef officier médical Dr. David Johnson fait report 21 cases qui confirmé pendant d'autres cases qui ont reçu investigation. Et de voyer sample lab à Trinidad, katapi résultat positif. Dr. Johnson dit qu'il a spray plusieurs places, tout spécialement où la maladie la fréquente. Pour tuer ces amigos là. Quand même, Dr. Johnson dit qu'il a tapé net qui a bamoun pour protecter quoi. Dr. Johnson dit moun qui fait plainte maladie salam qu'a reçu traitement à Kai. Et aussi fait parole que Dominique c'est une bonne destination pour visiter malgré maladie là qu'a existé. Et puis finalement, le gouvernement Dominique a développé facilité sport tout mon pays là. Parole celle-là sur le coordinateur sport Trevor Shillingford.
Le gouvernement réalise que c'est synonyme pour développer le sport. Nous avons tous ces différents programmes à l'école là, mais en communauté là. Mais pour nous essayer de vivre là, nous ni pour vivre en sport, nous ni pour faire facilité available pour ces gens là participer. Avec un lot facilité car taper attention à ma présence. Et bien nous avons parlé contre faciliter la sport en village Grand Fond. La travail car continuer à présent. La presque 600 000 $ a dépensé les facilités ça là. Pour taper pour standard qui moun ça servi pour jouer.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Moi c'est McPherson, St. Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, a tip on how to make each day of your life count.
Together we build, together we strive. We see it all on your Government Information Service, Channel 7. This is the Government Information Service, bringing you all that you need to know about all that's happening in your country's development. GIS, you and your channel.
Each new day should be significant. Every day is a fresh opportunity to accomplish good things, so every morning, dedicate a few minutes to thinking about the day before. Then, think on how today will differ from any other day. Plan something for today and ensure you complete it. Doing this will bring you much pleasure and make you proud of yourself. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here at the GIS News Desk, thanks for watching and do join us again tomorrow for National Focus.